We are Curated Transitions, your premier concierge move and organizing management company right here in Santa Barbara.
I'm Nelcie Jorgensen. I'm Susan's daughter. I grew up in Lompoc, California, which is where my parents lived until last August.
Well, I'm Susan Luker, and I've been married for 57 years, and we've enjoyed our lives.
I love the way you put the rocket poster right at the front door. Whenever any of the caregivers come in, like, point them out.
And I think that was the thing that really amazed me most, was seeing how well the art was handled. I mean, the apartment looks like a gallery. Yeah, I show pictures to people and they don't believe that it's a senior living facility. I mean, she and her team were in and out of the house in like 3 hours, and everything was bundled up and labeled and organized, and then the movers were out in 2 hours. And the day that we came down here, I couldn't believe it had been maybe 2 days since they came and taken everything, and it was done, and it was easy. And I thought of another thing. So my father is very safety conscious. He was a mechanical engineer. He worked at Vandenberg for most of his career, building launch sites for rockets and missiles. And I was showing him around, like, here's your reading corner. And I said, look, Daddy, here's your shelf with all of your carvings. And he said, well, I hope those are puttied down. And he went and he tried to grab one. And Karen was like, we already did that. And everything was, it was earthquake proof. So he was very pleased. And I was really impressed because, I mean, that's important. But I probably wouldn't have remembered to do that. So the fact that they did was it was a really neat thing. So when we were talking to the admissions person here, I mean, do you have people who help with moves? And he recommended Curated Transitions. So I called like that day, and I think Karen came the next day, and it was just such a relief. So, and when I asked about a mover, I just thought they were going to recommend a moving company to me. I didn't think they were going to, recommend something full service, but I'm so glad that they did, because it just made it so much easier. And it's funny too, because I remember telling Karen, I said something like she was the perfect combination of like a designer, a therapist, an organizer. What was great too is that Karen, she had a moving service that she could recommend already. She had recommendations for estate sale people and realtors and everything else. So, and I could trust her, knowing that she had been doing this and was established and also had very strong opinions about things. So she was going to find me, the right. As I talked to Karen, I just felt like I connected with her. I really liked her. And to me, that's the most important thing. If you like somebody and you have a good sense for who they are, then that matters to me more. I would say that Curated Transitions is creative in terms of how they looked at what we had and how to use it. Everyone was caring, just taking wonderful care of my mom and my dad, and really being concerned about how they were reacting to the move and how their new home looked, and then conscientious in terms of the care they took with all of their precious belongings and making sure that everything was safe and moved carefully. So what I loved most about working with Curated Transitions was, first of all, Karen's attitude. She had this like take no prisoners approach to things, where she could just tell it like it is and make it seem okay. So my mom wanted to bring all of her cashmere sweaters with her, and Karen pretty much said, you're moving to Santa Barbara, you don't need them, and the laundry services will ruin them anyway. So pick one and, donate the rest or give them to your daughter or something. And the way that she could present things, like, she just has this like very candid, matter-of-fact way, but also a little bit funny of communicating. Like, my mom would listen to her when she wouldn't listen to me. My mom's very stubborn, and sometimes I'll tell her stuff, and she just isn't having it. But just seeing how well they were able to integrate the amount of art that my parents have into such a small space, I was expecting them to do a good job, because Karen said that was a specialty for them, but to actually see it was something else. Wow. Yeah. I would say do as much as you can beforehand. Like, start thinking about things. Like, we had conversations leading up to our first meeting with Karen, like, okay, Mom, it's a 1-bedroom apartment. What are we going to need? A place to put the television, a place to sit, some bookshelves, just to kind of get the ideas going, so that she was open to what was going to come. and then to start sorting through things as much as possible. I would say that it is sort of a soup to nuts way of making it happen. Like once you find a place for your parents to move to, they will do everything. They will help you pick out the furniture that you need. They will help you pack it. They will decide how many items of clothing your parents need. They'll point you to the people who can provide things that you don't already have. I couldn't have gone through it without Curated Transitions.
I think it's wonderful. They've been so good and so organized and everything. It's just wonderful.
Let us help you create a home that not only reflects your style, but also enhances your daily life. Our professional organizers are experts in maximizing space and creating functional environments that spark joy. To access a personalized consultation and level up your moving and organizing journey, visit our website or reach out to us directly at 805-669-6303. 805-669-6303. And let's curate your transition together with Curated Transitions.